Hi, everyone. My name is Suzette, and I'm the head of creative marketing at CambriLearn. I'm so excited to welcome you to our Meet the Primary School Teachers event. Whether you're currently part of the CambriLearn family or just exploring our online school for the first time, we are so excited to have you here. At CambriLearn, we know that a great teacher doesn't just deliver lessons. They inspire, guide, and shape children to become confident and independent learners. We take great pride in having some of the most experienced and dedicated teachers in the online learning space. Our teachers don't just focus on academics, they focus on the whole student, helping learners build critical thinking skills, develop a love of learning, and gain confidence so that they can succeed beyond the classroom. Before meeting our teachers, let me tell you who we are and why CambriLearn is South Africa's #1 rated online school. At CambriLearn, we believe in a unique approach to education. That is why one that is as unique as the child. And we offer small class sizes to ensure that personalized education, a flexible learning environment that adapts to each child's needs, and a world-class, internationally recognized curriculum so it can open doors for future success. But what truly sets us apart is our teachers, our passionate educators. They really go above and beyond for their students. It's so important because mentorship and engagement is crucial in the online schooling space. Students thrive when they feel connected, supported, and inspired, which is precisely what CambriLearn offers and what our teachers offer. Before we get started, I want to let you know that our support team is here to assist. If you have any questions during the event, take part, ask questions, and they'll respond in the chat. And before I introduce you to the heart and soul of CambriLearn, I want to introduce you to our head of the primary school, Danica. Danica, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Suzette. That was a great introduction. Thank you so much for that. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. This is honestly one of my favorite events because we get to showcase the heart behind our product, our teachers, as Suzette told you all about. I've personally been in education management and teaching for close on 20 years now. I've also got a Bachelor of Education degree. I've taught in a private school, in a public school, and I've worked with many, many homeschooling students. Other than that, I'm also a mother of two, and I've been closely involved in my own children's educational journey. So I've really seen firsthand what makes the most successful educational solution. And I must say, I've always been inspired by real learning, education that is practical and suits the needs of the individual. And this is why I get so excited to talk and to represent our primary school here at CambriLearn. CambriLearn takes a rigid curriculum and it offers the opportunity to personalize learning around it. In our primary school, we have two curriculums. We firstly have the British International Curriculum. And in the primary school, this goes from primary stage 1 up to primary stage 6. It should not be confused with CAPS, which is our South African curriculum. And this is because the students that start primary stage 1 actually already need to be able to read and write. So we also have a preschool course for our British curriculum, which is what we call early years. The British curriculum is based on 3 core subjects: English, maths, and science. And this is also vastly different from CAPS, where in CAPS, which is our South African curriculum, the subjects are the general English, Afrikaans, and maths. So in the foundation phase, that would be literacy, numeracy. We also have our CAPS Afrikaans school, which we launched this year, KABFIA. So here at CambriLearn, besides our brilliant courses and the ease of accessibility, the thing that makes our primary school learning so effective are our teachers. They are qualified, they're experienced, they're passionate, and most importantly, they are kind. That is one of the most important qualities, I must say, that I believe a teacher should have. If a teacher is kind, they can really get to know a student and get to the heart of that student and be able to help them. Our teachers just deliver the most engaging lessons. They make the topics exciting, and they make sure that the lessons are understandable for that age group. What's also very helpful is that our teachers mark all of the assessments, and they give a really high level of feedback. So they give corrections and they give positive comments, or they might even say to the student, you need to focus on this topic. So give them pointers. We have many teachers in the primary school, but today we're going to focus on just 4 of those teachers. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you tonight to one of our foundation teachers, La Rochelle Brits. The foundation phase is grade 1 to 3. Welcome, La Rochelle. Please, can you tell us more about yourself?
Good evening, everyone. I'm teacher La Rochelle, and teaching has been my passion for the past 10 years. My journey began in a traditional classroom where I spent 7 years teaching grade 1. It was there that I truly discovered the magic of early childhood education. Watching little ones grow from struggling with their first words, just simply by just saying their name, it can be quite difficult for them, to confidently expressing themselves through sentences and tackling math problems with joy. Along the way, I earned my Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase and was deeply honored to be named Teacher of the Year last year. That recognition means the world to me and reaffirms my commitment to nurturing young minds. 3 years ago, I took an exciting leap into the world of online teaching with CambriLearn. Transitioning to this new format has been incredibly rewarding. Today, I have the privilege of teaching across a range of grades, from grade R to grade 3, as well as grade 6 social science. I also contribute to shaping the future of learning by working with the content development team, for early years mathematics and early years literacy A.
And these courses are just coming along so brilliantly. You must see them. La Rochelle's created these wonderful worksheet packs that the parents and tutors can print out, and they are just so professional. It's really helpful. So La Rochelle really understands the needs of preschoolers and of our students in the foundation phase. La Rochelle, you're also our grade R teacher. We launched grade R last year, and your interactive lessons have been so effective. I mean, all the parents and the students have been raving about them. I would like you to please tell everyone more about your grade R classes.
Sure. Grade R is all about setting students up for success in grade 1. A lot of people think of it as just a fun year before real school starts, but it's actually one of the most important years for building foundational skills. When a child has a strong start in grade R, their transition to grade 1 is so much smoother. In grade R, we focus a lot on play-based learning because that's how young children learn best. We're not just doing worksheets. We are playing with clay to strengthen fine motor skills, making binoculars to explore the world. Just this week, we brushed our teeth in class to just enforce the healthy eating, healthy body, healthy habits. We are painting and having fun while learning. Being naturally creative, I love to weave my favorite hobbies, painting and designing, into my teaching. This passion for creativity not only brings a vibrant energy to my classroom, but also deepens my love for all my classes, making every lesson a colorful exploration of learning and imagination. I want to share a few of our artworks of last year with you. So here we focused on the ocean and we made our own crabs. Then we were future road warriors, where we made our own road signs. And the last one, we were buzzing bees. We made our own bees. Every child came to class dressed as their favorite insect and they loved it, even me. All of these activities help with things like hand-eye coordination, fine motor development, and spatial awareness. skills that are essential when they start writing, cutting, and working with numbers in grade 1.
Those grade R screenshots are just so sweet to see. I remember the presentation you created for the grade Rs, kind of like their graduation at the end of last year. And they are just so cute. It was actually really awesome to see the transition that takes place, you know, how they start off as these small little 5, 6-year-olds, and then by the end of the year, they are now ready for school. And speaking about school readiness, I want to move over to the British curriculum again, because La Rochelle, this is where you are creating the early years courses that will be the same kind of level as grade R, not exactly the same, but in the sense that it's preparing our students for primary stage 1. So what exactly do you focus on in these courses?
So in the early years courses, we focus on making learning hands-on and engaging, just like I showed you in grade R. A strong foundation in literacy and math isn't just about knowing letters and numbers. It's about giving kids the tools to succeed in all areas of learning. And the best part, when they are learning through play, they don't even realize how much they are developing. One of the things we really focus on is making sure that students build their skills step by step. For example, we don't just jump into reading for literacy. We work on phonics, letter recognition, and listening skills first. In math, we use real-life examples and hands-on activities so that numbers actually make sense for them, rather than just being abstract objects or concepts. Because we follow a structured approach, we make sure students aren't missing anything along the way. And for parents, it's great because they can see their child's progress and feel confident that they are getting everything they need to be ready for the next grade or the next stage. To end off, I want to thank you for allowing me to share my passion. I appreciate the opportunity to get to know such wonderful students and to help set them up for the rest of their educational journey. Thank you.
Thank you, La Rochelle. Our students are so lucky to have you. So after these early years courses, as I said, our British students will move into primary stage 1, and they'll progress right through till primary stage 6, doing those 3 core subjects, maths, English, and science. Next up, I would like to introduce you to Megan Mitchell. Megan teaches our early years and our primary stage 1 to 3 students. Welcome, Megan. You've been with us for about 3 years now. So what were you teaching before this? And can you tell us more about how you got into teaching?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Megan Mitchell, also known to the students as Teacher Megan, and I'm so excited to be with you here tonight. Well, to be honest, teaching wasn't always my passion. I always knew I was meant to make a difference. How cliche does that sound? But I knew I was meant to make a difference, but I wasn't sure exactly how until I had the opportunity to work as an au pair in America. Spending that time with young children, guiding them and watching them grow really sparked something in me. That's when I realized that teaching was my calling. I wanted to be the person who shapes young minds, inspires a love for learning, and just help children reach their full potential. That led me to pursue my bachelor's degree in early childhood development. I also did a TEFL course later on, and I haven't looked back once. I've been in education for about 11 years, starting as an assistant teacher while working on my degree. I then spent 4 years as a grade 2 teacher at Holy Cross Primary School, and now finally I'm in my 3rd year at CambriLearn, and I absolutely love what I do. At CambriLearn, I teach early years literacy A, learn to read and write, and mathematics for my amazing stage 1 to 3 students. I have a deep passion for phonics, reading, and mathematics, and I love sharing that passion with my students.
And I mean, that is so true. We can see it. The students and the parents just give you such great ratings. They absolutely love your lessons. So you're winning. So what is your trick? How do you conduct these sessions?
Well, one of the things I love about CambriLearn is that we are constantly improving our learning experience. When I started at CambriLearn, it wasn't exactly as it is now. So we would have our live lessons. We'd start off with a little bit of a chat. I'd say good morning to everybody. And then I'd say to everyone, well, guys, we've got to get started. We have to do our lesson now. And everybody would mute themselves. Everybody would put their cameras off. And I would be the only person talking for half an hour long. And then afterwards, we'll end off by asking questions. And yeah, I just didn't, we couldn't have that connection, the students and I, and the students with their classmates. So we have now decided to make our live lessons completely interactive, which means the students can answer questions about during each session, just like in a real classroom, of course, with some boundaries. So the students are muted, but I do ask questions. They are able to unmute themselves during the lesson. They're able to participate, and they absolutely love doing that. This just allows us to see how our students flourish. It allows me to see how they grow in confidence, and we are able to build that strong connection with each other. Then for our premium students, we offer something that's called Q&A sessions. This is in addition to our live lessons. These students not only have the opportunity, or they have direct contact with me via intercom, which is a really cool tool that they can use to ask me questions. They can chat with me directly. And then they also have Q&A sessions. And this is where they can ask me anything related to the subject. These sessions are especially helpful for those students who learn at different paces. Some work ahead while others take their time to fully understand a topic. The Q&A sessions ensure that every student gets the support they need, even if we haven't covered that specific topic in the live lessons. Currently, I have a student, just as an example, I have a student in stage 1. We are busy with week 5, but she has gone ahead to week 16 already. So she works at a faster pace, and she doesn't even attend the live lessons. So she really benefits from the Q&A sessions, because that's where we can discuss the week or the topics that she's currently on.
That's great. I mean, she can also go and watch the recorded lessons from previous years. So that's also available to her. I mean, the premium package offers a great advantage, and it's definitely very helpful, especially for students who don't have a parent or a tutor available permanently. But other than this, our little students just love to interact with their teachers. It's honestly one of the sweetest things to see, how they want to just share a story, you know, teacher, please can I show you my dog kind of thing. So I think, you know, for these formative years, foundation phase, grade 1 to 3, if you think about the age, that's grade, even if we go back into grade R or early years, that's 5 years old up until 9 years old. For these age groups, a teacher is still a really important part of the learning journey. You know, it's not that you have to have a teacher, but to have a teacher really gives our students that just another adult in their lives that they can speak to and that they can benefit from. I believe that you and the other teachers in the British Foundation Primary have created something called socials to give the students this benefit of interaction and being able to share with you. How do these socials work, Megan?
Okay, so I'm very passionate about the socials, very excited about them. So yes, we did notice that the students wanted to share their thoughts. They wanted to share their stories and their experiences, and they wanted to show me their dog and tell me when their birthday is going to be and the painting that they painted. And we just did not have enough time in our live lessons. Our live lessons run from 45 minutes to an hour, and it's just not enough time to have that interaction and to share our stories and to get to know each other. So this year we introduced something new and exciting, which is called our socials, like you said. Socials are our informal catch-up sessions where students and teachers can chat, we can share, we can just have fun in a relaxed setting. It's a great way for the students to connect to their classmates, to connect to their teacher, and just make new friends and enjoy some time together outside of those mathematics or English or science sessions. this last week, it was my turn to have a session with them. And the topic for the session was bring your funniest joke. So they could all tell their funniest jokes. And let me tell you, my cheeks were so sore from those sessions. They were so funny, and we just had lots of fun. So these sessions are all about just building that sense of community and belonging, and I'm just so excited to see how these sessions bring everyone closer together. And then I just want to end off by saying that feel so privileged to be here tonight. I'm so happy to be a part of this CambriLearn team. And I just love teaching at CambriLearn. It's so rewarding. Yes, we are not with the students, but having these sessions, having these live lessons, having the socials, having the Q&A sessions, we build strong relationships with these children. The students truly make my job worthwhile, and I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. I love seeing them grow in confidence and ability, and just watching them develop a love for learning. And that's what makes my job so special. Thank you so much.
That's so awesome. Thank you, Megan. We can clearly see how your passion rubs off on those little students. Now I want to move on to our CAPS curriculum, and I want to focus on the intermediate and senior phase. So the intermediate phase is grade 4 to 6, and the senior phase is actually moving into high school. That's grade 7 to 9. In the intermediate phase, our students have now come from the foundation phase. So they've already built up all of these basic literacy and numeracy skills, and now they need to take those basic skills and start applying them in the intermediate phase. Things get a little bit scary for students because they need to take on a lot more subjects. They're going to do natural sciences, social sciences, and they start to learn how to study, and they even write exams. And then when these students transition to senior phase, then they'll take on more subjects like EMS and technology. So next up, I want to talk with one of our intermediate and senior phase teachers, Erin McGregor. She teaches a range of subjects in these grades, and she specializes in the sciences. Erin, you have such a strong passion for science. I know you get excited about how the CambriLearn curriculum builds on concepts each year. Can you tell us about your teaching journey and what you love about teaching?
Thank you, Danica, and thank you also for introducing us. Can I just start by saying they never stop showing you their dogs and their cats online in the videos. They're always so passionate, and that's very special also because as a teacher, you get to still share that with them. But hi, everyone, and also thank you for taking time to meet us today. I'm teacher Erin McGregor, and I've been teaching for 6 years now. So my journey into education has also started kind of in an unexpected way. So I first earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in International Relations, so political science and history. And then along the way, I got a TEFL certificate as well. And I got the opportunity to teach in Japan. And it was during this time, in the 2 years that I was there, that I completely fell in love with teaching. So I decided to pursue it full time, and I completed my PGCE cum laude. So that was such a good omen, definitely the good way to go. And then I was very fortunate. I got to teach in quite a few public schools in Cape Town, where I became subject head, and I covered multiple intermediate phase subjects as well. And then I was very fortunate enough to start at CambriLearn, where I got to fully transition over into teaching mathematics and natural science. But I also do teach social sciences and EMS for grades 7 and 8 as well. And CambriLearn is such a wonderful platform because you get to actively show them things instead of just being like a teacher in a classroom. There's load shedding happening all over the country, but you get to hands-on draw from experiences and videos online. Somebody needs an example, you can very quickly just go online and draw examples rather than being like, maybe tomorrow I can show you something. So that's been such a huge overcoming learning steps for my students as well. And then now also I cover all the way from grade 4 to 9. So I've been loving that journey, and it's incredible to see how their knowledge builds step by step.
I must say, Erin, your passion for science really shines through. One thing I know you're also passionate about is how CambriLearn's flexible model allows students to thrive. Like we've seen students with learning barriers honestly flourish. What have you experienced at CambriLearn, and how have your students adapted their schedules to suit their lives?
Oh, that's such a cool question also, because one of the best things in this model that I've experienced just in the last 2 weeks is how many students have extremely different backgrounds, and traditional schools just don't cater for that at the moment. So we have competitive athletes online. We have students that are frequent travelers. They manage health issues and challenges as well. And we found that our students have actually been thriving because they can adapt their schedule to their needs. So instead of having to choose between academics or a passion or taking care of their health or traveling with their parents, they can do both now. It's not a either or situation. And I've actually seen them excel more. Because they all have a front row seat in the classroom, nobody's like behind or lost, or you miss a day of school, so you're behind on the curriculum. You can simply log in and go back and go find the information. As some of my colleagues also said, you can work ahead, you can go back many times and go rewatch something. And this just balances their academics and their passions. They don't have to choose between like passion and a responsibility as well.
I mean, what a world we live in, you know, what a time to be alive kind of thing. The fact that this is an option for education, I feel like, you know, if you can, why wouldn't you for your children's sake? So this is just such a great opportunity. Something you were speaking to me about recently was the benefit of continuity at CambriLearn. Can you please tell our audience more about what you mean by continuity and how this impacts your students?
Absolutely. So for me, the best part of CambriLearn and just teaching on this platform is it's a very coherent learning journey. So because I teach grade 4 to 9, you literally take the child all the way from intermediate phase into senior phase. And then because the colleagues work quite close together, I mean, La Rochelle's babies, they come over all the way, and there's a great rapport between the teachers as well. So it's not you kind of like having to reintroduce your child and their needs every single year. So it's not like a new environment constantly. The teachers know exactly what to expect. We can communicate with each other constantly, actively every single day. So we know what to expect. We know how to cater to the needs of the learner. And then for me personally, I teach grades 6 to 9 natural science also. So I know exactly what the child needs to be able to do by the end of grade 9. So by the time we get them ready for high school, for grade 10 to 12 to sit their matric exams, and exactly where you start in grade 6 with building the foundation and how to build on that foundation every single year. So the lessons are tailored towards the needs of the students as well, which is fun for me as well, because I love the topics. It's so fantastic how they just build on top of each other every single term. And it makes things easier for the parents as well. So they don't have to constantly reintroduce their child or constantly explain the needs. It's a massive strength that we have as a team, and it's incredibly rewarding just to watch them grow. The children become more confident. They become more confident with their relationship with the teacher as well. Yeah, and I think the last thing for me is, please let them show their pets. We love it so much. So it's very cute.
Thank you so much, Erin. That was really wonderful to hear. I felt like I was getting all fired up there. We can clearly see, you know, through your lessons and just how passionate you are. You know, we can see that shining through, and your professionalism. So thank you. Next up, I want to introduce you to Marguerite Steyn. Marguerite is one of our bilingual teachers. She's here this evening to represent our KRBF school, and she conducts our visual arts classes. So welcome, Margie. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, please?
Thank you, Danica. Hello, everybody. I'm Marguerite, also known as Margie. I studied 1 year BA Drama and Theatre Studies, whereafter I started studying BA Intermediate and Senior Phase at Stellenbosch for 4 years, and then also acquired my TEFL certificate. I'm currently teaching in the KRBF school here at CambriLearn, and I teach the KRBF Social Science, English First Additional Language, the Visual Art, as well as the CAPS Visual Art. The KRBF school launched in January. We are still relatively small. We've got 4 teachers, but we have started off very well and we are growing quickly. I've had the privilege of teaching in a variety of settings, both in a brick and mortar normal school as well as online. I've taught in a few different online schools, actually, from formal curriculum-driven schools to more informal language lessons. And I can, without a doubt, say that CambriLearn has been the best model that I've had the privilege to work from a student's perspective, parents' perspective, as well as the teachers, just because of the flexibility that this model offers. So yeah, that's something that I really love about CambriLearn.
Yeah, that's great. I really agree with you. Our flexibility, it just changes the game. So in your senior phase visual arts classes, Margie, you've made sure to focus on artistic skill development of our students. Yes, they learn the theory, they learn about the artists, they learn about the history, but you're focusing more on these artistic skills. It's clear that you're very passionate about art. So how do you manage your classes? How do they work?
So in the art department, we have two components, namely obviously the theory and the practical part. In the theory, as you said, we learn about the art history. We discuss different art movements, the different artists and art styles, what art means and how it contributes to society at large. And this enables the learners to become critical thinkers, ask questions, challenge their own thoughts in creative ways. And in the practical component, we develop our art skills. So we work with different mediums. We encourage the learners to develop their own sense of artistic style and creativity. We literally do the practical art in class, in our live lessons and in our we recently introduced the art portfolio project where the learners receive a list of practicals to complete by the end of the term. So they present this art portfolio by recording an MP4 video where they flip through the portfolio and elaborate about each artwork. And then while they flip through it, they discuss the artworks and they explain how they've experienced the process. This teaches them to reflect and allows them to see how they've grown. So they look back and they see, oh, well, I've improved here, or maybe I can work a little bit on that. It also introduces them to the concept and terminology used while properly analyzing an artwork as you would in the world. So that's really cool. And then the number one question that I get from family and friends since I've been teaching art online is, how on earth do you do that? How do you teach art online? So then I love explaining my process to them. I myself was quite happy to develop this or to learn how easy it is. So basically I have a second webcam, and then this basically allows me to demonstrate. I balance it on my tripod, by the way. Then I have lights, and it allows me to just lead the learners and show them how I draw, how I paint. And this enables me to practically lead them and help them to develop their art skills. So I'd love to show you how we've done art and some of the artworks we've completed during the lessons. Okay, so on the first slide, you'll see, just when we get there we go, some of the mediums we've worked with, pencil sketches. We also look into different concepts like graffiti, charcoal drawings, pastel drawings. Okay, to the next slide. We learn about some different concepts like price hatching. We learn about depth and shading, value, all of those things. And then we also do some arts and crafts, which is less intense and less fine arts, more crafty, like batik, dot art, line art, learning about primary colors, all sorts of things like that, the color wheel, nice patterns and things. And then on the next slide, I'd love to show you some student work, which was very much. Sometimes I get submissions that blow me out of the water, and I love to share it with everyone, the staff, etc. So yeah, these are two of the very impressive ones that we've received. And then the next slide, we have an art portfolio submission where a student submitted her portfolio early. So I was quite happy to receive such a good submission. So I'd like to play it to you just to show you, more or less what it would look like when a student submits their portfolio. So you can play it for us. Thank you so much. We are missing the sound. Sorry, everybody. We're just going to try and sort our sound.
Margie, do you want to keep telling us while we wait for the
Try and
video
share
to
it
play?
again. Yeah, so just to explain more about the practical portfolio. The practical portfolio is new. It's something that we've only really started implementing this year. So this is the first term we're actually doing it. That's why the early submission was really cool. And then,
Awesome. We've got our sound working, so let's have a look.
okay, cool.
This is my PAT Term 1 art journal.
Yep. Thank you.
Week 1, Activity 1, Draw Still Life. I decided to draw a pot with my favorite flower, tulips. What I learned from this activity was shading techniques and where the light comes from. Week 2, Draw a Mask. I colored these masks in the traditional colors. I really enjoyed this activity because it taught me a lot about their culture. This that you see now is my final on drawing an African mask. What I learned about this is using different shapes to create a face. Week 3, Activity 3, Copy to Scale. This was a difficult activity due to the fact that art is expressive and here I had to follow specific guidelines. I eventually understood it and tried my best to make both sides look the same. Week 4, Activity 4, Gustav Klimt. I enjoyed this activity because it taught me a lot about his life. Week 5, Activity 5, Graffiti. This was an interesting activity because it's not a style I use a lot. Week 6, Activity 6, Gaming Console. Please excuse that it's in black and white. As my printer doesn't print in color, I will show you the colored version in a second. I created this on Canva using digital art. I really enjoyed this because I feel that art is moving into this phase. This just describes digital and traditional art. Week 7, Activity 7, Recycled Goods. Here I decided to make a pencil holder dragon. It's made out of toilet paper rolls, insulation tape, and colored paper. I really enjoyed this project because it's not something I get to do often. Week 8, Activity 8, Know Yourself. Feel free to pause and read what I wrote about myself. It really made me reflect. Week 9, Activity 9.1 and 2. This activity taught me a new way of looking at art, using only shapes to create a picture. I struggled in the beginning and got the hang of it later. Activity 9.2 was easier, as I decided to stick to the basic shapes. I only used black pen to define the drawing. Thank you.
Okay, so she ended off quite quickly there. Right, so that is just a really nice example of a portfolio that we've received. Now, I'd like to finish off and conclude with the following thought. School teaches you everything opposite of what it takes to be successful in real life. 1, don't make a mistake. 2, do as you're told. 3, take tests by yourself. 4, don't collaborate, do it on your own. 5, there's only one right answer, and we say no. There are tons of ways to solve a problem. We need synergy, brainstorming, and finding ways to develop our students to find their strengths and their weaknesses in order to find their path in life. Here at CambriLearn, we aim to do just that, and we enable students rather than creating a cookie-cutter versions of themselves.
I think that sums it up perfectly. Thank you, Margie. I absolutely love that. And I just want to thank all of our teachers for being available tonight. You're all brilliant. We appreciate you. And it is so clear how much our students benefit from your great methods of teaching, but most importantly, your kindness. So thank you to everyone for joining and for listening.
Thank you, Donica, and thank you, teachers. I'm sitting here. I've got 3 little girls that are in the primary, and I'm just inspired all over again. You are all amazing, and it just shows the quality and high caliber of our teachers. And it's been such an incredible session. You can actually just, like, you can see you all passionate. And so I just want to thank you all again for sharing this passion and your dedication this evening. To all our attendees, our parents, students, future CambriLearn families, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate your connection and exploration of how CambriLearn can support your little one. Choosing the right school for your little one is a huge decision, but we're here to help you every step of the way. We encourage you to book a one-on-one consultation with one of our education specialists. They'll guide you through the sign-up process. You can even book a free trial and see for yourself how amazing our platform is. Every student is unique, and we are here to listen. So if you have further questions, please pop them in the chat. Our support team is still available. We've included the curriculum download links if you want to find out more, have a read, and see the primary school curricula we offer. And then as we wrap up, thank you once again. We hope you leave tonight as inspired as we are in our everyday jobs at CambriLearn. And we look forward to welcoming you to many more events and to the family. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely evening.